We are on Bihar. And who knows what that means? Jean-Pierre?
From the mountain, right?
From the mountain? From an elevated place? From on high? Big? Har? Of? So we're talking about of the mountain. The first thing that came to me when I heard Bihar, or from the mountain, I thought about Yeshua when because we just talked about this on Thursday. I thought about Yeshua when he goes to the mountain. Samaria is a mountain. Samaria is a mountain. And that's where the Samaritans were worshiping the Lord. And Yeshua said, when she said, you say it's right for us to worship on your mountain, and we say on our mountain. So there's a mountain in Israel that is the Samaritans' mountain, or the Har, the mount. So I thought about it when I heard Bihar. I heard when Yeshua said, he said, "Woman, I tell you the truth," right? He said that there come a day when worship will not be given to God on this mountain or on that mountain, but he seeks those who worship in spirit and in truth. And I thought about that when I heard Bihar. I know you were talking about something earlier today too.
Yeah, I was just realizing, and it kind of took me to Luke actually, that was beginning to talk about how Yeshua was out in the wilderness and 40 days and 40 nights, and then he goes out of the wilderness and he's going in the power of the Spirit, as we were mentioning earlier, and that as he was going, he came out, and the first thing that happened was that the enemy came, and he came to tempt Yeshua, right? And those temptations come to us, but realize that the Spirit, as we've been talking about, is the power to overcome the enemy in spirit and in truth. Which
you had Yeshua demonstrating while in the wilderness.
In the unity.
Yeah, he was demonstrating the Spirit, the worshiper of spirit and truth, in that battle.
Right.
While he was tempted by the enemy. Ayil. What is the root meaning of Ayil? Okay, so now we went from Shavuot, becomes Jubilee, right? Right? And Jubilee, because it's 50, means 50. Jubilee means
what?
Ram. Ayil, right? Okay. What is the meaning of Ram? Lentil. Like you know. What is a lentil, Homer? I don't mean a bean. No. Lentil.
Oh, lentil.
What is it? A door frame. What happened at Pesach?
The blood.
The blood. All right. Keep that in your mind because you're going to need that. What did we read in Colossians 2:17? The shadow of things that was to come only because the Messiah had not been revealed. It had not been revealed to them who the Messiah was. Not that he wasn't with them since the beginning. Because he says, I'll send a messenger in Exodus chapter 32. It says, I will send my messenger before you. Listen to him and obey everything and do not rebel against him, for in him I have placed my name. So he was already with them from the beginning. In the beginning was the Word. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was formless and void, right? And darkness ruled over it, right? And the Spirit of God hovered over it, and God said what? Let there be, or Yeshua. Substance, order, come. Yeshua comes in, the Spirit of God comes in, order comes back, right? Okay, so what we're looking at this time is much more. We have to look at the substance and not the shadow. When we worship God in the shadow, we say Shavuot. When we worship God in the substance, what do we say? Ayid.
Okay.
Ayid. What is ayid?
Leviticus 25. Let's go back. Leviticus 25, verse 1 through 5. God essentially is telling them, through Moses, I am restoring the land. Remember, the land was cursed. In Genesis chapter 3, we just read. God was telling them through Moses, I'm restoring the land. Because this time the land is going to be fruitful and it's going to produce for you. Genesis chapter 2. This puzzle is not finished. Genesis 2, verse 6. Verse 6 through 7. But a mist used to rise from the earth and water the whole surface of the ground. Then the Lord formed man of dust from the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. God formed man from what? The ground. So from the land, from the earth, right? So if God cursed the ground in Genesis 3, and the Bible tells us in Genesis 2 that He created man from the same ground, then who was He really cursing? If, like we read, He is restoring the land in Leviticus 25, then what is He really saying? Who is He really restoring?
Amen.
Leviticus 25, verse 2 says, Speak to the son of Israel and say to them, when you come into the land which I shall give you, then the land shall have a Sabbath to the Lord. There's a condition to the restoration of the land. What's that condition? The observance of the Sabbath unto the Lord. God is saying, in other words, for me to restore you, observe my Sabbath.
Salvation belongs to our God, who sits on the throne forever and ever, and to the Lamb who was slain be glory and power forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.